What's going on, you guys? I'm Jericho120 and today I'm going to teach you about how to be confident. Now, I'm very ugly right now and I'm not feeling confident. I feel like I'm still putting on like a character and act to talk to you guys, and I'm not trying to. I'm trying to be just normal and myself. The biggest question I get is, how do you be confident? How are you so confident? How do you talk to strangers and stuff like that? So I wanted to talk about how to be confident. I'm very ugly right now. I'm wearing this very gross, I'm actually sweating underneath this. I got my glasses on, my hair's all skirtled. That's a real world, I swear. Whoa. See, stumbling over my words. I'm imperfect. I'm mumbling, I'm jarred. I'm not confident because I'm not well lit. I'm not in a nice setting. I shaved my beard a little yesterday and I just looked really crappy. I'm going through what I feel is an ugly phase of my life right now. I got some baby fat on me and on my body and just been eating my feelings, but I know how to be confident and I know how to turn it on, and I'd like to teach you guys that it's teachable. With that being said, I don't want to do this whole video looking ugly and sounding not confident. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go put my contacts in, do something to my hair, change the scene up and the environment a little bit, and better light this video with a better light so you guys can see, like, wow, he did things that anyone can do to make himself look better, more approachable, more easy to engage with. Everyone can do things to make themselves feel better about themselves, okay? You may be a beautiful person inside and out, and there's still going to be things, whether it's makeup or doing something to your hair or going to get pampered somehow, some way, a massage or a haircut, clean your face, cologne. There's a lot of different ways to make yourself feel better about yourself, whether you are considered an attractive person or whether you've heard people consider you an unattractive person, or maybe you yourself consider yourself an unattractive person. There are things every single person can do to make themselves feel better about themselves. And I'm going to go do some of those things and I'll finish up the video. And we're back with this illusion of confidence. Well, I mean, I am confident at this point, but I can still put on a little voice, fake it in order to make it. You guys have heard that expression, fake it to make it. You gotta fake it to make it. You gotta fake it to make it. Well, with being confident, it's a little different. You have to fake it in order to make it. Like, it is mandatory, required. You have to pretend, fake, create the illusion, imagine, play pretend that you are confident. So there's a couple of different ways you can do that. As you can see, what I did, what makes me feel better about my appearance or about myself, or what makes me feel more confident, is got this wet, slicked back hair. Normally when my hair is dry, I'll put it up in a bun. I just don't like hair covering my face. And with the way my hair is, it just kind of gets in my face and can get in my mouth and give me a problem. So to make me feel confident, I'll when I'm out in public, I'll just put it up in a bun, even though we saw what that looks like a few moments ago. Or best case scenario, it's wet, slicked back. I actually have conditioner in it and it's going to keep that wet. I don't do that when I go out and about, but I will condition my hair to keep it, have that wet look throughout the day. But who knows, in the future I very well may just put conditioner on my hair, comb it back, and it will stay looking moisturized or somewhat wet. I changed the lens on this camera from a 24mm to a 35mm, and I adjusted the aperture from 5.6 to 2.8. That may not mean a whole hell of a lot to a lot of you people watching, but the 35mm lens makes the depth of field, like the reason these lights are more blurry and out of focus behind me is because I have this different lens on. This more extreme depth of field allows me to be a little sharper. While if I sit here, my eyes should be relatively in focus and crispy. you know, and that's going to make me feel and look better to you guys watching. If I lean a little back, I'll be blurry. If I lean a little forward, I'll be blurry. If I sit in the right place, I look the best. And when I look back at these videos and when I edit them, I can happily upload them knowing like, hey, you look pretty good that day. And your setup, the lens you use, the lighting you use. Oh, I also am using this ring light. See, look a lot different if we don't have this pretty little ring light lighting up the outer ring of my pupils. So if I put this back, you guys can see that. Look at that. What crazy difference just a light can do. Now this is for a video specifically, but if I can seem confident and create the illusion of confidence in these videos, then the idea is it's going to attract more people and more people will watch and like and subscribe and all that stuff. Same reason all your other favorite YouTubers have this same similar kind of look. These lights that are out of focus behind them, ring lights all the time, and especially these makeup tutorial girls making themselves look enhancing their face a lot with the use of this ring light. To feel confident, I like to wear a plain V-neck, excuse me, not a plain. I like to wear a solid color V-neck that's breathable, comfortable. I just give them from H&M, they're cheap. That's what makes me feel confident. Maybe what makes you feel confident or better about yourself or your appearance is a nice suit or a nice dress, whatever. But there's things that you guys wear, I'm sure, or have worn or put on or tried on that make you feel more sexy, more self-assured, where you can look in the mirror and be like, oh, that's a good outfit, you're looking pretty good today. Now you just have to add on to those layers. What can you do to your face, your hair, your body to feel better about yourself? You don't have to look like a superstar or a beautiful person to feel happy with the way you look based off of things that you did to yourself. Now, a lot of people may say like, oh, this is being fake. I need to go buy clothes, or I need to do my hair a certain way to make people like me. I need to whatever to get this confidence. Sure, in a way, yes. Is it, you have to fake it, but it's fake. I don't want to do that. Well, you have to ask yourself, what do you want more? Do you want to be confident, or do you want to be yourself? And you can get to the point where you become yourself or evolve into a better version of yourself by faking this confidence. So I put contacts in my eyes, slicked my hair back. I cut my hair just yesterday, so I was looking super gross. It's the telltale thing my mom always told me: look good, smell good, feel good, do good. So that's a good motto to live by. Look good, do what it takes for you to feel like you look good. Again, it's not about being attractive or, blessed with good genes. It's just you having that self-belief that, you know what, I consciously did something to change the way that I look to feel better about myself. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm being fake. Well, magic's fake, So if we relate it back to the topic of magic, all of this is an illusion. Everything you are learning how to be an illusionist, a performer, a magician, tell a story, and to be able to, tell a story with a deck of cards, but you need to be able to verbally tell a story as well. You could be the best skilled artist or magician in the world, but if you can't talk or tell a story, minus, teller, but he has pen. He has like the world's greatest talker to, do it for him, and he more than makes up for what he does with his magic. And it doesn't mean that Teller doesn't talk. Like, Teller does talk, just that's part of his act, is that he doesn't speak, but it doesn't mean he's a mute. It's part of the illusion that he's a mute or that he's silent. So think of it like that. Think of you trying to cultivate confidence within yourself as an illusion. And if you're willing to learn magic and do these deceitful things to entertain people, there's two ways to look at magic. There's like the deceitful way where it's like, you're lying to my face and you won't tell me, and you're just lying and you're a sack of shit because you're making me believe something that you're not. It's an illusion. Or oh my gosh, that's so cool, that's so blah, blah, whatever. The way most people think about magic. So think of this whole experiment of you going forward to be confident as an illusion. You are creating the illusion that you are confident. So think to yourself, you see confident people all the time, very alpha male people, men and women alike. What are habits of confident people? They smile a lot. They talk, they're friendly, they're upbeat. Hey, how's it going? You shoot the breeze. They can talk about anything for as long as you want, ask dozens of questions. And there's a great book. It's the second most popular book in the world, called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It is my #1 most recommended book when people ask me, are there books I should read to gain confidence? If the Bible didn't exist, this book would be the best-selling book in the world. So, How to Win Friends and Influence People, incredible book that helped me learn how to create the illusion of being confident to help manipulate my environment and my situation in the way I felt at the time, being a non-confident person in Michigan to being this confident guy living in Southern California doing magic and stuff like that. So again, I'm going through what I feel is an ugly phase. I'm like sweating through my shirt right now in this hot room. I'm very uncomfortable right now. But I can still tell you with this cadence and this flow of a voice and this pattern and this way of speaking that makes it seem like, like he looks comfortable in his own skin. I'm sweating my ass off right now. I do tan. You can see that I have this like not self-tanner, but I went and got a spray tan, but it's like coming off. If you get a tan, does that make you feel better about yourself? Like, should you go to the gym? Are you out of shape? Is your body image a big reason why you're not confident? There are things you can do to change your perception of how you feel about yourself, your self-confidence. But you need to take the little simple baby steps to get there first. If you wear glasses, do you look better, in your opinion, with your glasses or with them off? And if with them off, then you got to get consider getting contacts. If you're afraid of touching your eye, again, what do you want more? What are you going to let win? This fear of touching your eye win, or your desire to want to be confident and able to interact with anyone, anytime, anywhere, and you can engage the conversation. 2 big goals of mine a few years ago was become a master storyteller and be able to successfully approach and interact with anyone, anytime, anywhere that I wanted. And I feel pretty good about both of those, especially that last part, or that last one. But I had to fake being confident and fake having an ego and fake emulate what I saw other people doing, or people that I looked up to. You could probably take 3 people that you most like, okay? 3 people you most like and respect, and then think of 3 things that each of them possesses, or a character trait that each of them has that you most respect and love or admire about that person. And chances are that those 9 characteristics total, 3 people, 3 traits, 3 traits, 3 traits, so 9 total traits. 9 characteristics. Those characteristics are probably characteristics that you see in yourself, or that you most like about other people, and you can consciously try to cultivate those characteristics of the people that you admire. So you just got to think about that. It's all a game. It's all a never-ending puzzle piece it's a never-ending puzzle to get better. So can you do something differently to your hair? Can you do something differently to your face, your facial hair? Are you wearing glasses? Do you have acne? If you do have acne, there's tons of products and ways to clear that up. Are you feel overweight? There's solutions for that. And just real, normal, what makes sense things that you can do. Make sure you're brushing your teeth. Maybe you need to whiten your teeth. I've whitened my teeth, done the whole thing. Carried around like gum and Altoids with me, and I've dressed done the whole peacocking thing where you dress too nice or dress in a certain way to get attention or do something to your face or body to get attention, such as coloring it a certain color or wearing ridiculous things. Back in the day, I used to wear 2 or more watches, and purely as a conversation piece, and I had them set to 2 different time zones. Someone else would ask me, like, I don't have to approach them, the watches do the work for me. Someone asks me, what's up with the 2 watches? And then I would proceed to, like, on the spot lie about the story of these 2 watches, when in reality they're just my 2 watches, and I just changed the time to get them to ask me what the watches are for. When they do ask, I would tell them, oh, I just the other day I was walking to Shell gas station, and I was wearing this watch, and this guy, he had on this watch, and we admired each other's watches, and I basically propositioned him, and so I pull out a deck of cards. I propositioned him to, maybe make a wager. And I asked him, I said to him, think of any card in the deck. Not the Ace of Spades, not the Queen of Hearts, not a common card, one I probably wouldn't think about, but go ahead and name one. All right, 5 of Spades. Take the deck out, spread through, 1 card's face down. And I say to the guy, if that's a 5 of Spades, you should give me your watch. And if it's not, I'll give you mine, since we're both admirers of each other's watches. The guy agreed to it. He flipped it over, and it was the 5 of Spades. Now, when I tell this story to the person, I'll actually have the invisible deck in my pocket. So as I'm telling the story, pull out the real invisible deck of cards that's in my pocket and start kind of acting out this made-up story to the stranger who asked me about my watch. So, I saw his watch, and I pulled out a deck of cards, and I asked him, go ahead and think of any cards. So you, go ahead, name one. 8 of Hearts. All right, so I took out the deck of cards and I spread through, and there's 1 card face down. I said to the guy, if that's the 8 of Hearts, you'll give me your watch. But if it's not, because chances are it's not 1 out of 52, odds aren't good, I'll give you my watch, since we were big admirers of each other's watches. He agreed, and then I have him, the person who asked me about the watches, flip over the card. Flips over the card, 8 of Hearts. Interesting story. Complete bullshit, complete illusion, but the way that you can tell it and, take them through this ride, tell them this story, they see the 2 watches, they get to hear about this story that involves a magic trick and coercing someone to give you a watch off their wrist, complete stranger, and the stranger who asked you the question gets to see the magic trick as well. So, and then I would just make up other stories. People ask me about the watch, I'd just make shit up. And I'd try to incorporate a magic trick into it every now and again. That's part of the game. You want to be confident? Are you willing to play the game? Are you willing to put on that face that most YouTubers do and say, hey, thanks for subscribing, check out my other videos below, and we'll catch you next time. Peace. Or are you going to let your anxiety or fear of rejection cripple you into never doing what you want? There are 2 different types of people in this realm as far as trying to learn how to be confident. There are naturals, and then there are people like me, and probably people like you, who don't get it, just cannot be confident, can't interact, freak out over the idea of meeting people and talking to people, and let alone leading a conversation, let alone opening a conversation. So, with that being said, you have to fake it in order to make it.